The weekend is over, but only for some of you, because I've still got a mountain of anime I need to watch before I get to a shows of a new week. But I'm ploughing through them nice and steadily, and I've got 4 more I want to tell you about today. What do I think of them? What do you think of them? Let me know in the comments. Because this is a 2020 autumn anime preview, from a different perspective. Wandering Witch, The Journey of Elena is one of those anime which you really know nothing about going into a season. It looks like this very gentle, witch-like show. Sometimes you get shows like that, like Omega's Bride, which look all fantastical and appear to be very dramatic in their nature. Now, Wandering Witch, as I'm going to call it, is none of that. It starts off relatively light-hearted. You got a girl who reads about witches as she's a kid and decides that, yeah, I also want to be a witch when I grow up. Fast forward to the next 5 minutes where she's growing up, learning magic, and becoming the youngest person to ever graduate as an apprentice witch. The problem is, despite being an apprentice witch, she needs to study under an actual witch in order to become a full witch. All of these interesting witchcraft works at play here. And as all the elder witches are jealous of her youth, none of them want to take on the job, so she's left there being an apprentice witch with nobody wanting to train her to become a full witch. They don't want to be the person who trained the most beautiful, young, interesting witch ever there is. Until she learns stories about this one mysterious witch living in a forest who everyone's kind of scared of. The Starlight Witch or something like that, I can't remember the exact name. But intrigued, she goes and pays her a visit, only to see her playing outside with butterflies. Yeah, this is definitely not the kind of witch you want to hang around with. But since she's got no choice, she approaches her, speaks to a witch, introduces herself as Flan, and Flan agrees to be her mentor. And what a mentor, because she teaches Elena all the things she ever needs to be a witch. How to make breakfast, how to go out shopping, how to make dinner, how to get rid of spiders from baths, all the interesting stuff, which has got nothing to do with witches whatsoever. And Elena, being the young, eager person she is, goes along with it all. She's getting frustrated more and more by the day, but she goes along with it. Until one day she just has enough. She doesn't know when she's ever going to be taught magic, and she kind of snaps. So at this point where Elena finally reveals that, yes, I've been waiting to see when you break, because you're always so happy to help, always happy to do what you're told. You can't be that way. You need to learn to say no. And so at that point they do become master and apprentice, with Flan teaching Elena all about magic and the art of combat. And Fran is a very powerful witch. Eventually one day, Fran beats her. Fran is a very powerful witch, and one day Elena finally beats her in combat, and much to Elena's surprise, Fran says, "You've done it. You've bitten me. You're very powerful. Here you are. You can become a full witch now." To be honest, she probably didn't need that much tutoring, to be honest. She's a very powerful witch anyway. But Fran teaches Elena what she needs to know to get on with life. It's less about witchcraft and more about herself learning to say no, learning what people are like, learning not to take everything at face value. And Elena, seeing how much she doesn't know about the world, decides, I'm going to go out on a journey. I'm a witch now. I need to go on a journey. I need to discover myself, discover magic more. And so she leaves on a journey, thus the title, Wandering Witch. Now the first episode is not much wandering at all. It's just a witch, a young witch in training, wanting to become as good as she can be. But it shows what the anime is going to be like. There's a lot of light-heartedness, a lot of nice moments there. Elena herself is very cute and honest. The anime is quite silly in places, but it's not ever stupidly silly. And it's not so serious that you get bored watching it as well. There's so much there going on, so much interest in the world. But I just want to eat more and watch more of this anime because it looks fantastic. The characters interest me. The world setting is beautiful. And I want to know what sort of adventures Elena goes on. If you are interested in watching what Elena does, you can find her airing over at Funimation. Jujutsu Kaisen is a type of anime which really does not look like it's going to appeal to me when I look at the premise and look at the series from the outset. It goes dark, grim world with monsters. That immediately tells me that's not really an anime meant for me. As I'm introduced to a main cast of characters, I'm introduced to the occult club of Yuji, Sasaki and the other guy. That seems interesting. Although a cult club with monsters, there's no way this is going to go bad, is there? Although this anime goes a bit more silly, as the student council president comes to close down the club because there's not enough members. There's enough members, but one of the members is signed off by the sports clubs who don't want to let him go. Yet it's our main character, Yuji, who is apparently a very good sportsman and very lax when it comes to doing anything of note. He's very good at sports. He doesn't want to do sports, he wants to do a cult. Don't know why. Apparently he likes occult stuff. He wants to go home and go to a hospital, go and see his granddad, who is in a very bad way. He looks up at his granddad quite a lot. And so when his granddad dies, he is absolutely heartbroken. See, a lot goes on in this first episode. He's got the occult club, got his granddad dying, and a mysterious man wandering around just looking at shrines. You know, mysterious man's going to come back into it a bit later, isn't he? As monsters start attacking the school because the occult club's got their hands on this mysterious object of power. And are trying to look into it and investigate it. What I don't realise is, if they unseal it, all hell's going to break loose in school. And so it does. As a dark, spiky-haired Megami decides to wander around school, and he tries to find out what's going on, and tries to get to them in time to save them. And of course, Yuji has got no time for that whatsoever. Yuji is gung-ho, I'm going to smash through a window, protect everyone, and oh no, I'm going to ingest this object of power, and have my body taken over by this evil so-and-so. Except he doesn't, because he's the main character of an anime like this. Instead of having being taken over, he gains powers as well. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen is a type of anime which I really don't like, but this one does show a bit of promise. The characters look interesting, the dialogue and premise look interesting as well. But I'm probably not going to stick through any more of it. If you do like dark, gritty shows with lots of monsters and intrigue, this may be one for you. It's not one for me. If you want to watch this one, it's also airing over at Funimation. Dogs are cute. Energetic, overbearing, too enthusiastic, but cute. Cats are evil. Kind of grumpy, don't want to pay any attention to anybody, but they really just want to have all the treats. Cute, but evil. Welcome to a world of where a dog and a cat, every day is fun, an anime about a dog and a cat, and every day being fun. It's a short anime, so not much happens. Except the fact you've got a dog who you hear the thoughts of, and you've got a cat who you hear the thoughts of, and the owner who is just an owner of a cat and a dog, and the fun they have together. The cat's all grumpy, the dog's all hyper. Look, there's not really much more mad about it really. It's kind of harmless, it's not going to win any awards for creativity or storyline. It's not going to put anyone off either. It's a cute 2 or 3 minute diversion at the end of the day, just to tide you over for another weekend. I'm trying to think of anything else too interesting to say about this one actually. The dog's got a cute voice, the cat's got a grumpy voice. Yeah. It's on Crunchyroll. Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai is an anime adaptation of, I would say, everybody's favourite Japanese RPG series, but it's not an adaptation of Final Fantasy, it's an adaptation of Dragon Quest, the other Japanese RPG series. But Dragon Quest is a game which a lot of people really have fond memories of. Again, I'm not one of those people, but people love Dragon Quest series. And unlike the Final Fantasy, which are all sort of separate, they got sort of hints of being together, but all separate worlds, separate stories. Dragon Quest generally all seems to be set in the same sort of world, same tropes. The hero always looks the same. The party members all have the same sort of things. The quests are all relatively the same. It's very much an RPG set in its ways of life. And as such, they decided to create a Saturday morning cartoon in Japan, Saturday morning anime, called Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Dai, which takes on the journey of Dai, relating to the new legendary hero, who's a kid brought up by monsters. I mean, his gramps, Brass, this weird little wrinkly shaman beast, wants him to be a mage, but he's heard the stories, he wants to be a hero. Got nothing but want to be a hero for his entire life. And so he grows up, learning swordcraft, not learning magic at all, like the fact that a hero should really know magic. And one day, some adventurers turn up on the island. The adventurers are really excited because they want to find out about this mysterious magical new creature in this island, the Golden Slime. The Golden Slime is one of Dai's real close friends, is one of his best friends. They're inseparable. These adventurers have got nothing of it, they just want to go and find this person. Dai, of course, being a hero worshipper, helps them until they backstab him and steal the Golden Slime and nearly kill him and all his friends. Of course, he has nothing about that, so with help of his gramps, he goes out on an adventure to try and save the Golden Slime. And he does so. The false heroes are slain, well, captured by the king. The king says, "You're our future hero, here's your crown, wear it with pride," which he probably gets lost. And all's well in the world until one day another ship turns up. This time, Sage's ship saying, "We finally need you, we finally need your heroic prowess." And of course, the princess who turns up doesn't believe as a hero, is a bit of a shrimp, really. Now, Dragon Quest Adventure or Die is one of those shows which, if you go with Dragon Quest, you might enjoy it a bit. However, this is a show made for Saturday morning TV. It's not bad. I can see myself sitting down to watch it for something else on. But it's the same sort of series as Digimon or Pokemon or one of those Saturday morning cartoons which you just sit in the background watching as a kid, and when you grow up you kind of grow out of them. I mean, it can be good, it can be some deep meaning, especially in anime, but it's not really for me. But if you like Dragon Quest, if you like adventure stories, like simple adventures full of meaning and predictable plot lines and bad guys, this one may be one for you. This one's airing over at Crunchyroll. No massive surprises this time out then. There was one show I really liked, and 3 which were okay, but probably not for me in the long run. What about you? Were there any shows which stood out for you? And any shows which you disagree with me about? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to follow me for the next preview which will be airing very soon. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, bye bye.